What's up, everybody? How you doing? More and more evidence is coming out about the Charlie Kirk shooter, and it's kind of sickening here. Really sickening. They found his laptop full of child porn, just like the old man was involved and everything. They found child porn on that shooter laptop, which, to be honest, is not nothing new. Cause let's face it, Democrat people are absolutely fucked up anyway. Here's some of the comments and everything. 3,536 comments. Anyone who favors a child as a sex object should get death penalty too. Roommate is a weird way to get, say, gay lover. Which, anyone who donates money to the shooter should be investigated. Follow the money. Tyler would have been sitting at home playing video games and cuddling with his gay boyfriend right now if he didn't murder Charlie Kirk. Instead, he is sitting in an isolated waiting cell for his eventual execution at 22. What did he gain by doing this? Absolutely nothing. His dad is an unstable, absolute champ. Turn him in and then refuse the money. That man has some serious integrity. No, he just didn't want the money. Yeah, he got some serious integrity, but you gotta look at this. His son is basically going to jail and basically going to be killed. But he felt like it's his duty to turn his son in, which, in a way, yeah, you're right. If you're American and you love your country, of course, turn a person in. Because, what does that mean like this right here? Anybody who takes another person's life is not enduring war or self-defense should not be free. If you rape a small child, you damn sure shouldn't be free. That's as simple as that. But if you look at it, most of all this stuff going on, these shootings and everything with transgenders, because the Democratic Party lied too much. That's the main takeaway. The main takeaway is the Democratic Party. And there's more stuff coming out. I'm going to keep on seeing more evidence, and everything. Plus, there's some more breaking news right here. And Destiny, he got banned for what he said and everything, which he deserved it. And all that, I'm going to show you another video that just popped out right here again. I'm following 23 minutes ago. I'm going to show that too. So let's get back to the video, shall we? Oh yeah, the Iranian Aaron Hood gang wants Charlie Kirk share Tyler's killer. Wants Tyler because they don't play for that gay shit or that homosexual shit. And a lot of people like Charlie Kirk, even in Aaron Brotherhood, even though he's not gay. There's some people that's in gangs like that. They likes him because he spoke to like people and everything. And all these people talking about Charlie Kirk hateful, racist, bigot. No, y'all fucked up in the head. Seek help, or at least isolate yourself from the rest of those common folks. Get back to this, shall we?
Was formally charged today by the state of Utah during a live press conference.
I think the governor has been involved with it too.
This video, exactly what he's charged with, and exactly why death penalty or no death penalty, even a possible bond for Tyler, all coming up in this video. Also, a key character you may have already forgotten about, involved in the Charlie Kirk shooting case, has just been charged as well. And listen, you won't believe what for. Then finally, sickening images of what deranged lunatics are doing to the memorials of Charlie Kirk. I'll explain everything. Let's get started. So first, let's start off with this press conference that just took place minutes ago. The state of Utah came forward. The Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray spoke and said,
filing criminal information charging Tyler James Robinson, age 22, with the following crimes. Count 1, aggravated murder, a capital offense, for intentionally or knowingly causing the death of Charlie Kirk under circumstances that created a great risk of death to others. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony. The state is further alleging aggravating factors on counts 1 and 2 because the defendant is believed to have targeted Charlie Kirk based on Charlie Kirk's political expression and did so knowing that children were present and would witness the homicide. The state is also charging the defendant with count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony for moving and concealing the rifle used in the shooting. Count 4, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony for disposing of clothing he wore during the shooting. Count 5, witness tampering, a third-degree felony for directing his roommate to delete his incriminating texts. Count 6, witness tampering, a third-degree felony for directing his roommate to stay silent if police questioned him. And count 7, commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child, a Class A misdemeanor, for committing homicide knowing that children were present and may have seen or heard the murder and did so based on Charlie Kirk's political expression. Also, following the press conference, I am filing a notice of intent to seek the death penalty. I do not take this decision lightly, and it is a decision I have made independently as county attorney, based solely on the available evidence and circumstances and nature of the crime.
Basically, Tyler Robinson is charged on this Tuesday officially.
Which I won't put it past the governor of Utah has been involved as well. Because 4 months back, if you watch a Charlie Kirk video, he said don't trust the governor of Utah. Because the governor of Utah is a Democrat. So yeah, let me make sure I'm correct here. I don't want to be labeled a liar. Because he did say something about the governor here. Let's find out. Make sure I'm correct. I don't want to say over here. But I know he said something about the Utah governor here. Let's find out. Okay, he's not a Democrat, but still, I wouldn't put it past a governor to have some kind of beef. Because he did say something about the Utah governor some years back. And everything, but still, I wouldn't put it past nothing like that, you know? I really wouldn't. Because let's face it, man. There's a lot of weird shit going on, and to be honest, I wouldn't put it past anything right here, because shit, there's some shit going on that would make your blood spin, man. And I find more and more evidence about this Charlie Kirk guy, this Taylor Robinson, man. Sorry, I'm out of it right now. But anyway, there's more and more evidence coming out about it, and to be honest, I'm not surprised, to be honest. Really, I ain't. Because the Democrat Party is known for doing this kind of shit and everything. Because look at it. They killed Martin Luther King for speaking out. They killed John F. Kennedy and everything. If you keep looking at Democrats and the way they take out people who do not agree with their agendas, yeah, they take you out. Why? Because they don't want people getting along. Because their whole their whole money depends on the country being divided. That's basically their whole stick the thing in there, something like that. They make more money seeing us divided than being together. So let's get back to the video.
Aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, 2 counts of obstruction of justice, 2 counts of witness tampering, and committing a violent offense in the presence of a child. Now he goes on to say the first 2 counts come with aggravating factors, which is not good for Tyler, because the state believes Robinson targeted Kirk because of, number 1, his political beliefs, and also, number 2, knowing that children were present and would witness the shooting, which is just pure evil, downright diabolical. The obstruction of justice charges were based on Robinson's efforts to hide evidence from the shooting. Gray said the witness tampering charges refer to Robinson allegedly telling his roommate to, number 1, delete texts that would incriminate him, and then number 2, not to talk to officials. Gray also finished this up by saying he filed a notice of intent to seek the death penalty in this case. Good. Robinson, the shooter, will continue to be held without bail, according to Gray. All good news. All good news. Sounds like they're not going soft on him at all, which I'm glad to hear. My overall reaction to his charges, good. Good, because as someone who has done 10 years in prison, I've dealt with my own cases, and then I spent 10 years hearing hundreds, if not 1,000 or 2, other inmates describe their cases, even going to court multiple times and just seeing how things go. I can tell you now, the way it's called stacking charges, and it's not that he doesn't deserve to have them stacked, but it shows you that the state is serious and they really want this guy. They are going after him for any and everything they possibly can. In some cases, times 2. Good, because they want to make sure and ensure that even in any charge that you're able to wiggle and finagle and maneuver out of, at least one or a few of these charges are going to stick, and you know what, buddy, we're going to seek to give you the maximum we can, no matter what. No matter how good your defense is, how good your lawyer is, how much money you raise, which he's starting to raise a lot of money from people who hate white people and Charlie Kirk. He's starting to raise a lot of money. No matter how much you do, we're going to get you on something, and when we do, we're going to give you the max. F you. And I love it, because there's no place for this type of assassination in America. That's just my opinion. Don't care how you feel. But I imagine most people in this good community agree with me. I'm going to show you a brief clip. You may have seen it already. It may be familiar. Tell me if you remember and recognize this guy who's very key in the whole Charlie Kirk, the initial shooting day, right when it happened. Very key player here in the sequence of events. Tell me if you recognize him, and then after I show you this clip, I'm going to tell you something absolutely insane about him and why he is now in custody. Take a look. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Ma'am, please. And let me be clear, I don't know if she's saying how dare you. At first I was like, I guess she's saying how dare you to the police for arresting this old man. But then I started to think maybe she's saying that.
Be honest, if anybody try to claim credit for something like that, should be locked up. Cause be honest, man, Charlie Kirk didn't deserve what he got. Okay, you didn't like the man, so be it. And but who gives you the right to go out and kill somebody just because you don't agree with him? I didn't agree with Obama or Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, but did you see me go out there and kill them? No, I didn't. This is why I'm telling people about the Democrat Party. You don't kiss their ass, you don't agree with their sick agenda, they want you killed. Prime example, well, Martin Luther King. He did not agree with the agenda of the Democrat Party. Democrats wanted blacks and whites separated. They didn't want them together. So they had him killed. John F. Kennedy. They did not like him either. Because he was not borrowing money and everything. Or making promises to foreign leaders. They had him killed. And now the latest victim here. Charlie Kirk. A long list of victims. Prime example, here's another prime example of Democrat Party didn't like. Had Abraham Lincoln killed. You see the pattern now? If you don't agree with them, they have you killed. So forth, so on, so on, so on. The whole agenda of the Democrat Party is to lie, manipulate, twist to their own advantage. Back to the video, shall we?
How dare you assassinate Charlie Kirk? Because he says he's the one who did it, so they're arresting him. And so maybe this woman was like, how dare you do that to Charlie Kirk? And if that's the case, I'm sorry for making jokes towards you and your reaction. But if that's not the case, I'm not sorry, and I should make more jokes. Piece of crap. But if you didn't, then you're not a piece of crap. You're a good person. Now I know what you all are thinking. What's up with this guy? This guy basically, right after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the police arrived on scene. This old geezer was like, yep, you got me. You caught me red-handed. I'm screwed. It was me. I'm the assassin. Oops, my goops. You got me. Take me into custody. And so they arrested him, and somehow his pants, you can't help but notice, his breeches.
He was jerking off. That's what he was doing.
His trousers are around his calves. Okay. Don't know why, don't know what happened there. But if I tell you what he has now been charged for, spoiler alert, he did not get charged for the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
He got charged with child porn.
Then interviewed and investigated him thoroughly, because I mean this guy literally told them, yep, I'm the guy, I did it, I'm the one who did it. They investigated and realized it's 101% impossible that you were the guy who did it. And so, you know, who knows why he said that? There are some videos online that he was a part of the group, because it's believed to be a more of a group effort for what happened to Charlie Kirk. And they believe he played a key part in that to say, hey, I did it, knowing that eventually he would be cleared, just to kind of buy time for the real assassin to get away, because they felt like they caught the shooter. And I think that's a pretty plausible theory, honestly. Or else this guy's just absolutely insane. Who knows? But you wonder, why is this guy's pleated pants around?
He's jerking off the crowd.
And he's out here in his skivvies getting arrested. I think it'll all make sense once you hear what he actually was charged for. About a week, or less than a week later. Which actually this morning, last night, within the last 24, 30 hours, guess what he was arrested for? You're not gonna believe this. Look at this headline. His name is George Zinn. George Zinn, elderly rabble-rouser who falsely claimed he shot Charlie Kirk, is hit with child porn charges. And guess why? Because he claimed he was the shooter, it caused the FBI to look into his phone contents, and they found out, oh, you're not the shooter, but guess what you are? A frickin' pedophile, a sicko. You got child porn on your phone. We're gonna arrest you. And good. They go on to say the elderly rabble-rouser who allegedly hindered Utah authorities' response after Charlie Kirk was shot is accused of keeping graphic sexual photos of children on his phone, according to law enforcement. George Zinn, age 71, was charged with 4 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor Tuesday. That's today. The day I'm recording this video. After investigators found more than 20 images of kids as young as 5 years old, at least partially naked and posing in a sexual way, the Utah County Sheriff's Office said in a news release. Nasty guy. Nasty. Zinn later admitted that he gets sexual gratification from viewing and sharing the images with others, and that his preferred victim age is 5 to 12 years old. These are the people taking the side of the assassin, Charlie Kirk. They get sexual gratification from their preference. In a perfect world, if they scratched a lotto ticket and hit the jackpot, they'd have a little girl in front of them who was age 5 to 12 years old. Don't let her be 13. No, too old. Ew, yucky. I want 12 and under. Disgusting. These are the people ready to stand up for the assassin of Charlie Kirk. And that tells you all you need to know now. Moving on. Again, a lot of times in cases like this, well, maybe not exactly like this, this is obviously very unique and stands out very much from your ordinary true crime case. But nevertheless, usually the family of the alleged murderer, a lot of times they can catch a lot of flack. And a lot of times it's not without good reason, depending on their behavior, attitude, and actions going forward from this case becoming publicly known and just unfolding in court. The Carmelo Anthony family, for example, encouraging swatting, harassment, doxing of minors, children, just awful, evil things, But we got to give credit where credit's due here. Look at this headline, which I've already confirmed and seen multiple other places today. Breaking: Tyler Robinson's father rejects $1.15 million reward / kind of fundraiser amount. He then demands that it go to the Kirk family. This poster says, "What a stand-up guy. That's a great decision." And then we have in quotes here, "This is what a father is supposed to do. My son wronged the Kirk family, and it's my responsibility to help him face that mistake. The money is enormous, but it's not meant for me. I want it to go to the Kirk family instead. Kudos to you, sir. Salute and respect to you." And it's even my understanding that Tyler's views, which ultimately led him to do what he did, very much differed from his father and mother, maybe even the rest of the family entirely. His father believes in what he believes in, and man, listen, let's be real. $1.15 million is enough to break a lot of men who claim to stand on their morals and values, opinions, and beliefs of what is right and what is wrong. That is enough to turn a lot of people. Right? Nothing but respect and kudos to him for rejecting that. He said, I don't deserve $1.1 million because my son did one of the most gruesome, heinous, evil things in the last decade. that we as America have witnessed and know of. Instead, send it to the Kirk family, the true victims, the true deserved recipients of any help and support, even when it's financial, as is this.
Now that Tyler Robinson was a Mormon, but he fell out of the church, the faith, during sophomore or junior year of college, and met up with his lover during senior year, or if it was during freshman year of college. You know, and his lover is named Twig. Yeah. And knowing that Twig's family kicked him out too, so yeah. Oh, but on that, the Aaron Brotherhood wants him too, so yeah. That's gonna be coming up pretty soon too, right after this video is right here, I'll get done. So I'm gonna pause it. Or better yet, I'm just gonna jump right on into it. This is just 23 minutes ago.
Several new updates.
Yeah, several new updates on the Kurt shooter. The Aryan Brotherhood, one of the biggest racist white gangs you can talk about, wants their hands on Charlie Kirk's killer. Now that, it's not just the Aryan on her, all America. Here's one comment that, yeah, I knew that Aaron would want him to kill him for killing Kurt. He killed a popular, intelligent white person. No. FA 5066. Hold on, let's go ahead with this person right here. This person got me right here. Okay. Okay, one subscriber, one video. Interesting. Interesting you had something to say like that, my friend. But kudos, I can't be the one who... Anyway, so what? Anyway.
Central.
Yeah. You can tell this guy, Tyler Robinson, was not right in the head. Must didn't like women. You get with a transgender guy. Must didn't have no good pull to women either then. Didn't vote for the last few years. Fell out of the Mormon church. All dark paths. All led to this right here. Him killing Charlie Kirk because he didn't like what Charlie Kirk says. But there's the people in prison who want him. And just these comments here, some of the people here showed a lot of support for him. But this is one right here. And none of that, after he killed Charlie Kirk, he went to a Dairy Queen and ordered a rainbow sprinkle sundae. Or some kind of fruity LBGQ community ice cream thing. But let's get back to the video, shall we? Enjoy.
Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, are coming forward today. A breaking new photo just after the shooting of Tyler Robinson that has the entire internet scratching their heads and wondering, is this really the guy who did it? I'll tell you what he was doing and where he was at and why. It's making everyone so unsure. But after that, I have some information on top of it to put all of those theories and wonders to rest and only further solidify that yes, he is the killer. These breaking updates and more, I'll explain everything. Let's get started. So first off, this newly released photo, CCTV footage from inside a Dairy Queen of Tyler Robinson not even 2 hours after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And here he is, you see him, he's got his little, I don't know, cookies and cream blizzard in one hand and his little box of nuggets and fries in the other, you know, whatever. I want you to listen to Candace Owens. She's the one who got this photo, and she's the one who broke this onto the internet. And so I want you to listen to what she has to say and why this puts many doubts in her head, and this put many doubts in hundreds of thousands of people's heads. Listen to her. It's about 2 minutes or so long. Here's what she has to say about this. This has got the internet in a frenzy, and then I'm going to offer you something I think is much more level-headed and that she's just completely overlooking, even though I don't even really personally have anything against Candace Owens. Just something to think about as someone who has been on the other side of the law, just as Tyler Robinson has, maybe not for the same reasons, but I think it's very relevant, and I have some information that really kind of puts all this to rest. But again, first, here's what Candace Owens thinks.
Something made its way around the entire town and into my tips line repeatedly. It is a very clear image of Tyler Robinson, allegedly taken, I'll say allegedly for safety here, but it's looking right according to my timeline, allegedly taken at 6:38 p.m. at a nearby Dairy Queen. Here is that photo that we can show you. Just take a look at this photo. What is wrong with this picture? A lot is wrong with this picture. First and foremost, 6:38 p.m. you just shot someone. You have gone through great pains to hide your face, to change your outfit, but wait, you didn't fully change your outfit, did you? I'm looking at this photo, and you're wearing jeans, and you're wearing the maroon shirt. Now we have a 50-50 combo of the outfits, and now you're showing your eyes, and you're not fearful at all that you might be recognized. Also, wow, you must have quite the stomach. You don't have a record. Next thing you know, you shoot someone, and you're like, I'm just going to go have a meal. You don't seem to be too shaken or too upset.
And you know what, Candace? I get that, and I hear that. And even coming from whatever lifestyle or background you come from, I understand. I don't blame you a bit for perceiving this in this way, but let me offer a little bit of context from someone who, I'm a changed man these days. I'm 33 years old. All this happened back when I was 20, okay? I want to offer you some insight. He was 22 when he did this. I was 20 when I did what I did, and really was at the height of committing heinous crimes. I want you to understand something in the mindset of these criminals, as was I. You cast doubt on him because why, after assassinating Charlie Kirk 2 hours or less later, why would he go 15 minutes away to a Dairy Queen? That's number one, okay? Let me address that. Where is he supposed to go? This is a 22-year-old boy. A young adolescent mind doesn't excuse what he did, but nevertheless, he's an immature, underexperienced, undermatured boy mind that has been corrupted by the worst parts of the internet. He has no grasp or foothold in the reality of the world. That's not making it, not making excuses for what he did whatsoever. I'm just describing who he is. And you should know that's the case for many adolescents, and just young people in general, college-age kids, early 20s in general in this day and age. Like you said, why would he go to Dairy Queen less than 2 hours after he assassinated Charlie Kirk? Where is he? My question to you is, and again, I don't want beef. I don't want beef with Candace Owens. I'm just trying to raise a logical question. Where is he supposed to go? Home? I'll tell you why he didn't go. Because he did it. I've committed crimes. I've broken people's jaws at bars when I used to go out to bars and that kind of like alcohol-induced lifestyle. I've broken bouncers' jaws and When the police were called, I ran. And I felt like, the police, I live in a very small town. People know me. They probably know who it was, and they probably told police my name and my identity, and so they know who to look for. The first place they're gonna come looking for me is at my house. Whether it's an apartment, a townhouse, an RV, a trailer, or a freaking mansion, they're gonna come looking for me at my registered address. So, naturally, I'm not going to go to sleep and get some good old honk shoes. I'm not going to get a good night's sleep at my house, so I don't stay there. And when I got in trouble after prison, back in 2022, for breaking a bouncer's jaw, I did not go home after I learned police were after me. Not even that. I didn't even know that they knew it was me by my name, first, middle, and last name, social security number, birthday, all that. I didn't even know that they knew that, but it's just like they're looking for the guy who did that. I was like, no way. I refused to go back to my home. And I stayed at my now girlfriend's apartment, which at the time we were not together, but we had some good stuff going on, chemistry. But I chose to stay there because I'm like, I'm not going home. That's the first place they'll think to look. That's the big point. That's the main point here. That's the first place they'll think to look. And even before that, 10 years earlier, when I was 20 years old, and I committed an armed robbery, which I regret to this day, and it was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. Nevertheless, when I did that armed robbery, I wanted to do everything except go to my registered home, which was my mother's home. That's where they go to find me. I will navigate throughout the city in any way except with my own car. Yeah, I had a car. It wasn't a Bugatti or a Lamborghini. It was a 1995 Toyota Camry. That's what I could afford as a 19-year-old. I left it at home and I never returned because I'm like, I know that they know it's registered in my name. They know what car to look out for. I committed these armed robberies and they're on the lookout for my car. I'll just leave it at home and never drive it again. So I'm riding around with buddies and friends. The point I'm trying to make is, I'm not going back to my mom's house, which is also my registered address. I'm not going to live at my best friend's house because if they really want to find me, that's kind of, the first place they'll look is mom and dad's house, and then they'll look at your best friend's house. I knew that. And I think he knows that because despite how stupid it is and awful it is to do the actions he did, he still, let's not ignore the fact he had a 4.0 GPA and a full ride scholarship offered to him from the university. Very intelligent young man. He at least, even though he's not a career criminal, he at least knows enough to know they're going to look at your mom and dad's house, and then they're going to look at your most close, confidant associate's house for you. So I'm saying all that to say, he, in that moment, even though it's 2 hours or just under 2 hours later, he felt like, I can't go home. I don't know if they recognize me. I don't know if they got me. This was really extreme. I'm already seeing this all over social media within the last 30 minutes. It's exploding. This is going to be huge. This is going to be major. It's international. I don't know how big this will get. I don't know what CIA, FBI, I don't know who's going to get involved. I don't know how far this will go. I don't know what I thought before I did this, but I know after I did this, I realized, oh man, this is huge. Way more than I probably anticipated. And so the last place, if I was him, that I would go is back to my own place of residence. Because at the time, yeah, I'm sure he didn't know, because they didn't release anything to the press or the news, they didn't know that they arrested like 2 other people. Like, oh, you're the guy, no. They don't know who it is. They arrested 2 other people, eventually cleared them and let them go. He's seeing these headlines like, oh, they don't know who did it. But if they eventually find out who did it, and they get a name, and they get a face, and they get an identity to go after, they're gonna go to your house, your registered place of living, your household first. So he can't go there. And then they're gonna look at your family, father, mother, he can't go there. Because his father and mother already, as you heard, if you've been paying attention to this, they were already suspicious. Can't go to best friend's house. That's the third place they'll go. Where do you even go? So 2 hours later, he's like, you know what? I just need to be, no FBI agent's gonna be like, well, he sure did love his cookies and cream Dairy Queen Blizzards. I tell you what, he loved them. So maybe we should go check out all the Dairy Queens around town. He chose a Dairy Queen nearby, probably to buy time, kill time, get on his phone, check updates, constantly refresh Twitter, X, YouTube, Google, anywhere you can get news, information, and updates from. But you can't just sit there on your phone and loiter in Dairy Queen. So what do you gotta do? There's your photo. I'll take a Blizzard and a chicken McNugget meal, whatever. Can you tell I don't really eat? I've never had Dairy Queen in my life. I'm sure they don't call it McNugget. A Dairy Nugget. Nugget Queen meal. I don't know what they call it. But he got a Blizzard and a nugget. And like a meal. And it's like, Candace, you're like, oh man, if he's the one who killed this guy, how do you even have the stomach to eat fast food just 2 hours later? Well, maybe there is a chance that doing something that heinous, do we know? Have you ever assassinated someone publicly? That raw, that brutally? I haven't. Have you? Probably not. Has Candace? Probably not. Doubt it. Do we really know? If this guy got hungry or not? Let's just assume it's not because he's hungry and that he can just stomach a meal after he took a life. I mean, for you to take a life the way he did, I would assume that things like being able to eat a couple pieces of chicken afterwards don't really affect you that hard, because if you're someone who just assassinates an innocent guy like that, you can't be too grounded in reality and empathy and emotions and just humanity in the first place, right? But let's just suspend that disbelief. Let's say he knows you can't just sit in a booth in Dairy Queen and check your phone, laying low, and not stand out. So we got a Blizzard. What do you get? Your standard DQ Blizzard and a meal. And maybe he picked at it, took a little, here's a piece of cookie. Little piece of chicken. And a French fry. How's that for good measure? Just to look normal, just to have an excuse. I'm a paying customer. I can sit here for the next 2, 3, 4 hours while I check and see if it's safe for me to go back to my little hidey hole. Which it wasn't. Okay? You let me know, does that make sense? Or is it more likely that this is some big freaking weird underground conspiracy, because how could Tyler Robinson assassinate someone and then go get an Oreo Blizzard? That automatically eliminates him from the suspect pool. I gotta say, I call me crazy. But I feel like my theory is more set in reality. And also, I don't know if you picked up on this, or if you hear the full context of her, she has like an hour-long thing about this. The press put out he was wearing these clothes, then he changed these clothes and put on these clothes, but then before that he was wearing these clothes. So her whole thing also, not her whole thing, a big part of her thing is also, well, he's wearing like a mixture, a kind of mix and match combination of the clothes from each outfit that was reportedly being worn by him, the shooter, by the media. And so now it's like, oh yeah, these kind of pants, this kind of shirt, and then he later had this kind of shirt, these kind of pants, and it's like, now he's got like a mixture of both. Why would he do that? I'll tell you why. Because he's never done anything like this before. Who has done something that reaches the magnitude that this did? Who has done something that, and he didn't even realize? He had to know deep down, like, it would mean something. It is significant, but I really don't think he realized how, just the gravity of the life he planned to take and did take, and how instantaneously it would just spread like wildfire across America and across the world. For a 22-year-old boy, yeah, you're a grown man at that age, but listen, you don't know crap. And that sent him into a panic. When he started feeling the gravity of what he did, I don't know what he thought or how he thought that would go or turn out, or like how kind of downplayed that would be. Yeah, you got shot, no big deal, but just another murder in the city. No. This is probably the biggest thing to happen all year. And I don't think he expected that, for whatever reason. And like Mike Tyson says, I think Mike Tyson said it, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is a real quote by a boxer. Everybody has a plan. Everybody's got a game plan until they get hit in the face. He got hit in the face with the reality and gravity and severity of his actions, which I genuinely don't think he was grounded enough to perceive how big this, how significant what he chose to do would become. And then it did. And as he's realizing this and it's unfolding, he's making mistakes. This ain't some hitman for the cartel. This ain't some guy who does this every other week. He's no expert. Yeah, he mix-matched his clothes. He put on this shirt. He thought he'd be good enough taking off these pants. Who knows why he took these pants off and put this shirt on and wore these shoes and kept this hat and didn't put these glasses on. If we want to put them under a microscope, who are we talking about here? Ted Bundy? Dexter? The Zodiac Killer? Who are we talking about here? This is just some doofus who's 22 years old and loves boys who think they're girls that also like to dress up as coyotes and foxes and honey badgers and have sex in said costumes. This is a guy who, he's well, are we really giving him that much? Are we actually? That's what we're doing. We're giving him that much credit. That's what we're doing. This guy would commit the perfect crime and do everything perfectly and do every step along the way perfectly and change his outfit just as he should, leave no trace behind and not leave his thing behind and not make a single mistake and not go to Dairy Queen and get a blizzard. Everyone knows that a killer never goes to Dairy Queen and gets a blizzard. That's the oh gosh, that's the worst thing he could ever do. That's the number one giveaway. The worst thing you could ever do as an assassin is go to Dairy Queen and get an Oreo blizzard. Cookies and cream with extra straws. What are we talking about here? Are we just trying to get content out of nothing? He's a doofus. He's an idiot. He's a dumbass. And he got corrupted by this extremist content, and it poisoned his mind, and he got influenced to go out there and do something sickening and heinous and awful and evil, and then he did it, and a reality set in that, oh crap, I just screwed up probably bigger than anybody in the last, like, who knows when. What do I do? Well, I don't want to, well, if they do find out it's me, because you got to think, this guy knew he left his rifle behind, he knew he did this, he might have been spotted by this person, you know, he took his clothes off here. You know, I mean, if that much of an amateur, I mean, did they get a piece of arm hair off of the sleeve of my jacket I left behind? Did they find, you know, a booger on the trigger of this rifle I left behind? I mean, you know, will they find out it's me or not? If they do, they'll immediately come to my house. I'm not gonna be there. Can't go to my dad's house. Dad's already wondering about this rifle. Dad's already suspicious. Dad's already asking some pretty suspicious questions. I think he knows. I think he's on to me. Daddy's on to me. What do you do? Can't go to my buddy's house. You know, I've been there, done that. I didn't do what he did, but I've been like, you know, I know the feeling. Oh, police know I did something, like I committed a felony, and they want to get me, and they're after me, and they're looking into like where I might be. I had a car in my name, and I refused to drive it. I was hitching rides with my friends because I just left my car at my registered home with my mother because I was 19 and lived with her. I just left my car there because I'm like, well, they're going to be looking for that. You know? I mean, where is he going to go? He wants to go somewhere. Yeah, oh, well, it was only 15 minutes away from the company. Yeah, okay, yeah. He didn't know where to go. What are you going to go? What are you going to do? Go to Target and look at the men's shorts for 3 hours while you refresh your phone and see if they, like, your face eventually pops up like, here's our number one suspect. Call our tip line if you know who he is. You know, he don't know what's about to happen. He wants to go to Dairy Queen. You can't just sit there in a booth with nothing but your phone, you know, order something, you know, in his mind, oh, okay, yeah. What would James Bond do? Yeah, he'd order a classic Dairy Queen staple, such as a Blizzard, and, you know, a little bit of chicken. And then I'll just sit here for probably the next 3 hours until I feel like it's safe and just judge the situation, because this is already superseded the expectations that I thought would probably happen if I did what I did, because I was so stupid and naive, thinking this wouldn't like become astronomically humongous news all across the world if I go do this, right? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Let me know in the comments. But I'm going to wrap it up with this. This might make you feel a little bit better. I spoke to one of my very, very, very trusted, consistent, constant sources today. They are in touch with a member of the SAW. Now, if you have watched my previous videos on Charlie Kirk Shooter, Tyler Robinson, and what he faces once he does, whether it's for death penalty or whether it's just for 25 years or life without parole, well, I think we can all agree he's going to at least get some, you know, I don't care if it's like 5 days. He will go to prison for an amount of time, you know. Once he gets there, there are two main groups waiting on him, and I've confirmed this with my insight from a former Utah prison inmate who did 8.5 years there. That's what I spoke about in one of my first videos about him. Now, I just got word from one of my most constant, consistent, most trusted sources, like top 2 sources, a member of the SAC. Now, this member of the SAC, which stands for the Soldiers of Aryan Culture. This is a white supremacist prison gang that originated in Utah and has expanded across the United States, but also kind of festered its way into the prison gangs, obviously, as gang members outside of prison in Utah commit crimes and get locked up. You know, they establish a presence. This has happened for a while, so there is a heavy, prominent presence of Soldiers of Aryan Culture, aka SAC, in Utah State Prison, where Tyler Robinson will inevitably be going. A member of them, and they asked to not be named. They don't want credit. They don't want their name on there. They don't want any recognition. They don't want anything leading back to them at all. Apparently, And that's uncommon, because I'll be honest with you, most sources I get who are inmates in prison, they either don't mind or they're like, I actually would prefer to have a little recognition and get my name out there for giving you this information. This is one of the first times, maybe the second time, in the history of my 3 years doing true crime in this style, where I have sources on the inside letting me know about other prominent, well covered in the media, potential inmates, such as Tyler Robinson. Probably the second time I've had someone like refuse, like, no, you cannot have, do not put my name out there, do not put my identity, I'm a member of this, but like that, no, do not. And honestly, those things kind of hit harder for me, because that lets you know there are meetings being held, there are briefings being given to these members that they're not allowed to share, and they do not want that coming back on them. And I'll be honest, this source is a member of the SAC, Soldiers of Aryan Culture. From my understanding, the SAC is they're much less deadly and dangerous than their, I want to say counterpart, might be the right word, the SAW, which is the, Silent Aryan Warriors. They are also very much prominent and deadly. You can Google these. Silent Aryan Warriors within the Utah State Prison System. Apparently the SAW is who you really gotta watch out for. You really don't want to mess with them. The SAC, yeah, they'll beat you up. You know, they'll throw a couple punches. They'll push you around. They'll give you a bump and a bruise and a black eye. But most of them are more into like the substances and the contraband, the drugs that come through the prison. They're in Utah, and they're more just like addicted, or just, they're kind of just more so known for having members. The majority of their members are more just, they're customers of drug dealers within prison. And the I might have said that wrong. The SAC, who I mentioned at first, the Soldiers of Aryan Culture, those are the ones who are hopped up on drugs and not as deadly. And that is who the source is. He is a member of the SAC. He himself admitted the SAW also wants Tyler Robinson. That is the Silent Aryan Warriors. So a member of the SAC who admits we are not as dangerous or deadly of a presence as the SAW, I am telling you now that we want Tyler Robinson. We want him bad. But we are not to be more feared than the SAW, Silent Aryan Warriors, because those are the guys who are they will actually murder you in prison. And they actually want to murder Tyler Robinson in prison. What is the reason behind both gangs, no matter who's more dangerous, who's more deadly, and what the history is of each one and what they care about more? Both of them hold Charlie Kirk in high regard. And this is not me trying to associate Charlie Kirk with these white supremacist gangs. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't have any control. I'm not pushing the narrative. I don't have any control if these Utah supremacy gangs enjoy Charlie Kirk's content and like him. You know, that's not to fit Charlie Kirk into the box of white supremacist prison gangs. You know, these are people who see his stuff. I'm sure he's not even aware they exist. But nevertheless, they see his stuff and they like him, they support him, and they feel very strongly about the fact that someone assassinated him. And if that guy comes into contact with either the SAW or the SAC, according to a member of the SAC, who admittedly says, I'm part of the gang that's kind of less dangerous and deadly, and my gang has like issued a bulletin alert, like, if you see Tyler Robinson, get him. SAWs who you really gotta worry about, and they are like are way more dangerous than us, and they'll really like do a number on him and get him, and they want him too. So, sounds like it may be a year, 2 years max from now, a year and a half, 2026 sometime, I'm sure. But when Tyler Robinson goes to prison, I'm telling you now, they want him. They want him bad, and they're gonna get him. I'm telling you. That's all I got for you today. There are more updates, but I think I'll just compile that all. This is enough for now. I'll put that all in another video, maybe tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for more updates, because there are a lot more. I mean, this is just rapid fire. Every 3 hours, there's something new coming out. So just bear with me. I'm going to bring you the best of the best and the most relevant of the most.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Yeah, he said something about SAW, so I'm about to pull that up, so give y'all a basic outline of what that means. It basically means he's screwed. Okay, that's what basic means. Yeah, breaking news. 58 House Democrats vote against resolution honoring life and legacy of Curtis Court. That tells you something. 58 Democrats do not want to honor the man that they got killed. Which I'm not shocked at all by how the Democrats are. They are known to be pieces of shit and everything, and it's not surprising, not one damn bit. Really not surprising at all, because they're pieces of shit. So what do you expect? And everything. So yeah. It's not surprising that the Democrats wanted him dead, to be honest, because he basically goes against the standards of what the Democrat Party is about. The Democrat Party don't really give a damn two shits about American people. Really don't. They never did back then, they never did now. So yeah. Which is nothing new there. Because let's face it, throughout time, at one point the Democrats did care, but they fell off the wagon. And everything. Here we go. SAW. Okay, soldiers of Aryan culture, sometimes referred to North as the Soldiers of Aryan culture, or SA, the largest terrorist gang in the United States. This is based in Utah. Their tattoo you can, yeah, it's founded in 1997, according to here. The tattoo here, Iron Cross with swastika on it. And to be honest, Tyler Robinson, you're really fucked up, man. I mean, you really, really fucked up. At this point, if the SAW don't get you, or the SAC gets you, either way, you screwed. So, there's really nothing you can say or do at this point in time at all, because to be honest, they all want you, buddy. I mean, they all want you. They want you bad, and one way or another, they're going to get their hands on you, and it's not going to be pretty for you. It really ain't going to be pretty at all, because the way I see it, you screw up big. majorly big. I mean, bad big. So, yeah. At all. So there's really nothing. Even if he could escape, he won't escape because he's screwed. So there you go.